Residential Report Writing and Case Studies. Chapter 7, Narrative Appraisal Reports. Page 9, General Assumptions and Limiting Conditions. As part of the appraisal contract or agreement to provide an appraisal report, appraisers prepare a list of general assumptions and limiting conditions that explain many of the integral assumptions that are necessary in order to solve the appraisal problem and provide a credible appraisal and report. An example would be assuming that the subject property is free and clear of all mortgages and similar encumbrances. Limiting conditions usually include clauses that restrict the appraiser's responsibilities, either as part of creating the appraisal report or after the appraisal report has been completed and delivered. These should be thoroughly discussed with the client before commencing the appraisal. Many appraisers attach their general assumptions and limiting conditions to their appraisal contracts and require clients to acknowledge that they understand them as part of the appraisal assignment and contract. Residential appraisers who primarily use form reports may not be accustomed to discussing these with the client, because when a client requests an appraisal be reported on the 1004 form, he or she is essentially agreeing to the pre-printed assumptions and limiting conditions that are specified on the form. In the narrative appraisal report, general assumptions and limiting conditions are typically included in the appraisal's addendum, but referenced elsewhere within the transmittal letter or body of the report. Another short quiz is up next. End of page. Start quiz. Number 1. Which of these should not be used in a well-written narrative appraisal report? A. Bullet point lists. B. Slang or cliches. C. Good grammar. Or D. Short, crisp sentences. I'm going to go B. Slang or cliches. Final answer. Number 2, true or false. In a narrative appraisal report, general assumptions and limiting conditions are typically included in an addendum and are referenced in the body of the report or the transmittal letter. True or false? I'm going to go true. Number 3. Which of the following should not be included in a well-written appraisal report? A. Neighborhood description. B. Properly acknowledge sources of quotes. C. A glossary. Or D. Jokes or humor. I'm going to go D. Jokes or humor. Finished. You scored 100%. Chapter 7, Narrative Appraisal Reports. Page 11, title page. The first thing that your client or other intended user, hereinafter collectively referred to as the intended user, will see is the title page. While you may think of it as just a meaningless and unnecessary page, it is significant because it is your opportunity to make a positive first impression. The title page should bear your letterhead, which should include your name, address, phone number, and email address. The title page should also include the name and address of the property appraised, report type, appraisal report or restricted appraisal report, date of the report, effective date of value opinion, name and address of the client. End of page.